What is up, everybody? This is Dave with another gear video. What I have for you today, I'm going to be showing off my Glovebox automobile emergency medical kit. This is a last-ditch kit. I always keep my larger vehicle trauma kit in my truck with me. If you want to check out my video on this, if you haven't seen it yet, you will see right away that this is a much more complete kit. I always keep this with me. However, always may not be always. And if I have that kit out of my vehicle for some reason, or if I need more supplies, redundancy items that are already located in that kit, I have my Glovebox kit. If I'm traveling somewhere and that kit is going to be too large for me, I can grab this. I'm going on a road trip and somebody else is driving and I just want to have something small that can, easily be tossed into the console, the glove box, the trunk, somewhere else in that vehicle without taking up too much room, and I won't even miss it if I leave it in there and end up letting that person have the kit. This is it. Okay, so this is my last ditch emergency vehicle kit. And so you're going to see not the highest quality of item in here a lot of times. This is a budget kit. So for anybody sort of on a budget, you're not sure if this is something you would need or use, but you just want to have something as a just-in-case scenario, maybe this is a good spot for you to start. I don't think anything in this kit was really more than a couple dollars. So without further ado, we'll just kind of dive in, and I'll show you what I carry in here. First, going around the outside of the pouch. The pouch itself is a cheap, I think I got this off of eBay for just a couple dollars. I don't remember what it was really supposed to be called, but it's a cheap EDC pouch. It has MOLLE webbing on the back. I've had no problems with this pouch since getting it. It has this front holster here with a buckle, which is a perfect size to keep a tourniquet. Okay, and I'm going to hear all the snobs come out here and talk to me about my, my cheap Chinese tourniquet right here. This is a budget kit. I almost always have my real cat tourniquet in my bag with me. This would be used in those circumstances as a secondary tourniquet, and I usually have triangular bandages as a third tourniquet. So, but this is what a $6 tourniquet looks like. And in the event of an emergency, when it's either this or you don't want to pay the money for a $25 or $30 tourniquet in your bag, this is probably going to be better than nothing. It does have a plastic windlass. That concerns me. I'm worried that putting proper tension on a limb will cause this windlass to snap. Although a lot of the reviews that I read, they said that this actually holds up pretty good in training scenarios. So I have the tactical tourniquet right in the front of the pouch. I also keep a Sharpie. If you read if you watched my video from the bigger automobile trauma kit, you'll know I consider a Sharpie marker as part of the tourniquet setup, because you are going to want to write directly on the tourniquet or the patient what time the tourniquet was placed. The trauma team is going to need to know that information so that they know how much time they have to save the limb. On the back of the bag, I carry a pretty inexpensive pair of trauma shears for cutting clothing, cutting bandages, tape, things of that nature. On the zipper pull, because I always have a light attached to my bags so that I always have a way to see around these kits in the dark. This is just a Streamlight Nano, and there we go, nice and bright. This will actually light up enough so that you can see your patient in the dark. You can use this for things like pupil assessment and to look in wounds and things like that. The primary purpose of this light, however, is to see inside this pack. On the top, you'll see that there are two zippered pouches. We'll go into the first zippered pouch right here, and what we have is a small roll of plastic tape. I have some roll gauze in this mesh organizer right here. We have some rolls of gauze. I have 3 pair of nitrile gloves, and I have a cravat or triangular bandage, and this has a safety pin. And this right here, in conjunction with my trauma shears with a metal barrel pen with just about any cylindrical object, can be used to fashion a really reliable tourniquet. So right here we have 2 tourniquets basically in the kit. This can also be used for splinting. It can be used to tie things up, tie things down, for slinging someone's arm. A lot of uses for that right there. You can apply a pressure dressing with that cravat. Call it the MacGyver of first aid. I have a couple 3x5 cards in here if I have to write down somebody's information, if I have to create my own triage tag for a patient that's involved in an accident. I can write down basic information and possibly save EMS or first responders a little bit of time by having that information. Then the rest of this is geared towards stopping blood. So we have some compressed gauze dressings. I have 4x4s in here. I have some 2x2s. I've got a 5x9 abdominal dressing right here. So just basically as much gauze as I could fit inside this other compartment right here to help me with blood stopping. That's what's going to be in there. And believe it or not, guys, that's the end of the kit. That's the whole bag. Okay, this is something that was put together basically with leftovers from my other kits, and then the addition of an inexpensive cat tourniquet here. You know, obviously that's something that down the road I can upgrade to a North American rescue tourniquet or something like that. But, you know, for right now, and I'm showing you guys, this is a budget kit. This is for budget-minded individuals, or it's to provide redundancy to the kit that you already have with better supplies. So, as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your views. As I put this together, I just want to remind you that I'm always open to suggestions. So if you have any suggestions for me for this bag, feel free to let me know in the comments section. I really appreciate that. It's really great to be a part of the YouTube community. I've learned a ton of my knowledge from the YouTube community when it comes to things like putting bags together and kits and watching people. Everybody from Dave Canterbury and Wilderness Outfitters to the Urban Prepper and everybody in between, Prep Medic and everybody that has done a lot of videos like this. I'm happy to be giving back by creating my own content now. So I really appreciate the support. Would love to hear your comments, your suggestions, and I can't wait to see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.